What is up, guys? Media Master Menard here today, bringing you guys another video. Today we're going to be talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, or Jurassic World 2. I saw this movie at the Thursday night premiere, and I didn't really read any reviews beforehand or know what the movie was like in general, so here are my raw thoughts on the movie. So during the previews, I was just thinking to myself, man, we've been spoiled this summer with so many great blockbusters like Avengers, Deadpool, Incredibles, Solo, plenty of great movies, and then I jinxed it because this movie was not great. So my first complaint with the movie was that the theater I was watching it in was super loud. So loud, in fact, that during the intro I couldn't even listen to the movie. I had to plug my ears. It felt like there was damage being done to my eardrums. And I know this isn't the fault of the movie directors and creators, but it set a tone for what was to come in the movie. So the movie starts off with the always stunning Bryce Dallas Howard's character Claire being a dinosaur activist and trying to save the dinosaur, and we learn through news media clips that the dinosaurs are all going to die because there's a volcanic eruption that's going to happen on the island. We get to see the different political debates that go on at the beginning through these news clips, and some politicians are saying we should let the dinosaurs die, this is an act of God, and others are saying we created them so we need to save them and they're an endangered species. And I have to be honest, after what happened in the first movie, why the hell would anybody try to save these dinosaurs? But being the activist that she is, Claire goes to Chris Pratt's character Owen and tries to convince him to go and save the dinosaurs, and she knows he has an emotional connection to them, and so that he's going to want to come help them in the end. The movie relied heavily on Chris Pratt for its comedy, and a lot of the jokes in the first act in particular fell very flat and were almost cringy, and I really do not like it how all these movies lately are trying to add jokes in at the wrong time. And I know my normal policy is to have no spoilers in my review, but I'm going to have a few in this one because I need to spoil some things to explain why I thought the movie wasn't very good in my opinion. So Claire's being funded or encouraged to save these dinosaurs by Ben Lockwood, who is being represented by this character called Mills. So once Claire and Owen get to the island, they see that there's a military group there that is being funded by Mills, and then they find Blue, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody gets double-crossed, people are getting shot, dinosaurs are being tranquilized, humans are being tranquilized, and people are being taken hostage, and it really made no sense at all, and me and my friends were just confused. They had no build-up to this double-crossing, and it just didn't make any sense at all. And that's kind of a common theme in this movie. There was just a lot of events that made absolutely no sense. This military faction left people to die with the dinosaurs under the exploding volcano, but it didn't really make much sense. It wasn't necessary to kill these people to get the dinosaurs that they wanted, and I thought everything seemed forced and plot devicey. And by that I feel like random bad things were just always happening just for the sake of putting characters in bad situations that really didn't make sense in the flow of the movie. Speaking of flow of the movie, the pacing was not very good. There was times where they were really slow and just gathering blood from a dinosaur for a blood transfusion, and that really made no sense in the spot of the movie it was placed in, but it was a super long, boring period. And then there was other times where it was just a dinosaur chasing somebody for like 20 minutes in a row, and it was like, okay, I'm bored of this now, move on to the next thing. I'm not going to take you guys step by step through the rest of the movie, but I'll highlight some parts of the movie that I thought were bad or I had a particular problem with. So there were these random reoccurring like T-Rex dinosaurs. I'm not sure exactly if they were T-Rexes, but they looked like T-Rexes. And they kept fighting each other. Like the bad T-Rex would come and try to kill the human, and the good one would come and save them and roar and then run away. And as far as I know, T-Rexes kill pretty indiscriminately. And that kind of leads into my problem with this movie as a whole. They try to make you feel sympathy for the dinosaurs, and they don't really do any setup to make you feel like the dinosaurs have a brain or are intelligent creatures. They say that they are intelligent creatures, but you don't really see that at all. They don't show you it. And so they have a part where a dinosaur even cries, and me and my friends just bursted out laughing in the theater because it's so ridiculous. A dinosaur is a reptile. Humans have an innate fear of reptiles. How can the directors of this movie plan on us feeling sympathy for such crazy and scary creatures? I feel like they were trying to go for a Planet of the Apes type of vibe here, which really didn't make sense because in Planet of the Apes, they had their characters talking and had personalities, but in this movie, they're just crazy, fearsome dinosaurs, so you can't really have the same emotional attachment to a dinosaur that you can to a talking ape. I mean, we've all been to the zoo and kind of seen other primates stare back at us, and it's kind of scary because you see eyes that almost look human, and everyone has kind of experienced that if they've been to a zoo. If you look at a reptile, you just see beady eye slits that are scary, so I'm not really sure what they were going for there. Basically, this movie tried to be profound in a very shallow way. They also had a moment where you find out that Ben Lockwood's granddaughter is actually a clone of his daughter, but it's not expanded upon any further, so it's just a weird reveal that really doesn't make much sense in the grand scheme of things. Overall, it felt very much like a Michael Bay film. They didn't take too much time to develop the plot and the characters, but they did a very good job of showing off their filmmaking skills and their cinematography, if you will. They also relegated Bryce Dallas Howard's role to almost eye candy. There was a lot of shots of her chest as she was running, or her hiding underneath the car and just looking down her shirt, and I thought it was very disrespectful of her talent as an actor. So overall, I was not pleased with the movie. I can say the dinosaurs and the fights look amazing as always, but compared to the first Jurassic World, which I loved, I did not really enjoy this movie. Even the cool fight scenes weren't that cool because in the grand scheme of things, they weren't that important. It seems like all the focus wasn't on the dinosaurs this time around. It was around the human-to-human conflicts. And yes, at the end, they set up a sequel, which I'm not sure. I feel like this film suffered because there was a sequel planned. And I did kind of see where the movie was going the entire way, so I wasn't really surprised with this cliffhanger ending. But the way that they got to it, I was surprised with, and I didn't really think they did it as good as they could have. But I realize I've kind of been ranting about this movie. Don't get me wrong, it is a very well-made movie. The cinematography is great, the action scenes are good, the actors do good, they just aren't given some of the best lines of writing to work with. But I just don't think it lived up to the expectations set after the first movie. But I want to know what you guys thought about the movie. Do you love it? Did you hate it? Were you somewhere in the middle? I also want to know what you guys think about the genetically engineered black market dinosaur trade that they're kind of going through over again. That's kind of a trope of the series. Let me know the answer to all those questions down in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing you guys more movies, TV, video game, and anime content. And until then, this is Master Menard, signing off.